welcome to our weekly VODCAST with this upcoming full week of school ready to kick off in Room 21. You know, last week was incredible, and now this week is even going to top that. You know, I hope that your rock star was able to tell you about Massa Punctianos last week. You can always check that out on our class website, as well as all of the other amazing learning experiences that we had. And we have another busy week upcoming in Room 21. First of all, I would like to thank, or congratulate, I guess, our Room 21 Rockstar of the Week. You know, this individual was incredible when I was out on Wednesday. When the substitute was here, very helpful to that person, and that scholar is Diego Bonilla. He was this week's Rock Star of the Week. So congratulations goes out to Diego. Very proud of you, young man. On Tuesday is our 5th grade field trip to the United States Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. Many of the scholars have already turned in their permission form and the $20 fee for the trip, but I'm still waiting on a couple. You know, you can bring those the whole way up until Tuesday. The biggest need that we have right now, guys, is the need for chaperones. Right now, I think I have 7 of you confirmed. You know, a couple of things, you know, you'll be put with a group. You may be buddied up with another adult chaperone to take a group around the museum. You know, we had to get 4 buses this year, so we have a lot of space we have to fill up, which actually kept the cost of the trip down to $20 instead of making it a little higher. So if you are willing to chaperone, please email, call me, anything. Send in a note with your scholar. And we also need the $20 for each chaperone as well. You know, a reminder will be coming home tomorrow with a bunch of tips and things for the trip, but you know, really all that you need to know is your scholar should wear comfortable walking shoes. If they're not getting a bag lunch from the cafeteria, please make sure that they pack that. And other than that, they're ready to rock and roll. You know, so many of the things at the United States History Museum, Natural History Museum, connect to our curriculum, so they're going to be going in there and seeing so many things that relate to what we learned this year, which is incredibly exciting as well. On Friday, report cards came home, both Barrett Academy and Stafford County Public School report cards. Please just make sure you sign the yellow folder that they came in, and every document inside of there you may keep. There were 2 very important forms in there as well from our school nurse about different health-related things upcoming for middle school and shots that your scholar may need. So please make sure you give some attention to those and get those forms turned in as soon as possible, so that I can return those to Miss Arnett so she can update your scholar's health record in time for middle school. Our SOL testing dates have finally been released. You know, a couple of quick notes about that. Number 1, it's incredibly important for your scholar to be on time on those dates, because immediately after announcements, we head down to the testing room, and as soon as that testing door closes, no one else is allowed in beyond that point. So on reading, we're taking our SOL on Wednesday, May 13th, math on Thursday, May 21st, and science will be on Friday, June 5th. So they're kind of spread out, which is excellent because we'll be able to adequately prepare for all of them. Just please make sure you kind of keep those dates clear on the calendar so that your scholar is ready to rock and roll and show what they know on that test. Finally, May 1st, we have the DARE basketball game upcoming. You know, it was rescheduled because of snow way back in March. I hope you all can make it Friday night, Brook Point High School. I believe it begins at 7 p.m. Deputy Scoggins will be sending home some more information very soon about that as well. And going along with DARE, really 2 things. First of all, your scholar came home with a DARE shirt this week. That is due to the generous contribution from our PTO. So thank you, number 1, for supporting our PTO. And this week, the scholars actually decided that they were going to make some thank you cards for the PTO for those shirts. 2 times when the scholars have to wear those shirts would include for DARE graduation and on DARE Day. They're allowed to wear them any other time. They just have to make sure they have them on those dates. And May 6th is DARE graduation. That's during the day, right in the morning. More information will be coming home about that as well. Your scholar is working on their DARE essay currently, and on the very last day of DARE, I believe it's the last Wednesday in April, they'll be reading that essay aloud to the class in front of Deputy Scoggins, and she will choose one of those essays to read at DARE graduation, which is an incredibly great honor. So make sure that your scholar, as soon as they have that published and printed off at school, is kind of reading over that essay over and over at home, because we don't want them to be, you know, reading from the paper. They can have the paper in front of them, but we want them to be confident and passionate Barrett Academy scholars in front of the classroom, showing Deputy Scoggins what they know. Whew. I know I have a ton of announcements, Rockstar families, and I think that I just covered all of them. You know, my last thing that I would say is, just please make sure that you're encouraging your scholar to study their Science SOL review every single night at home. The scholars are doing incredible on those quizzes. I just want to make sure that they continue doing that as we go. I will send you right now off to the strategy session, and I'll see you guys on the other end. Okay, Room 21 Rockstars, let's start off this week on the Class Fusion page. I have a ton of different strategies I want to share with you and a ton of different opportunities to get those house points rolling on in. You know, the race is closer than ever, and you want to take every advantage and opportunity that you can to work hard and get smarter and earn some extra house points. So, first of all, I'm on our Class Fusion page, but I'm clicking that blue arrow to our new website that I showed you guys in class because I have so many new things up here and ready to rock and roll. First and foremost, do not forget that your Grammys are due on Friday by the end of the day. Your Grammys are due on Friday, and we always have, as the trailer, a little excitement coming your way. So I'm just going to play this for you guys really quickly. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, guys, so do not forget to get those Grammarly albums into me by the end of day Friday, and the official date for the Grammys will be coming up in no time. So now I'm going to send us over to some math. So before we start anything, I want to show you this really cool video that kind of sums up the mean, median, mode, and range, and then I'm going to do an example for you, and I have a ton of different ways that you can practice at home as well. Now, this is a pretty funny video, so bear with me, but I think it kind of defines all of the terms really well for you. Another teacher put this together.
Mean, median, and mode. Mean, median, and mode. Come on, everybody, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. The mean, median, and mode. So, mean, median, and mode. Everybody, come on, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. Mean, median, and mode. The mean, the mean, I mean, the mean. Come on, kids, really, it's not so bad. Grab your data numbers from the table, and first, you start to add. When you finally have them added up, then can you only divide? Because this is how you find the mean. Yes, the average number, that's right. Now that you found the average number, you see what I mean? Ha, ha, yeah, yeah. Come on, everybody, just do it again, please. Add them up and then you divide by the total number in the table, that's right. Add them up and then you divide by the total number in the table, that's right. That's right. Mean, median, and mode. Come on, everybody, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. The mean, median, and mode. So, mean, median, and mode. Everybody, come on, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. Mean, median, and mode. The mode, the mode, the mode, the mode, the mode, mode, the mode, the mode, mode, mode. M-O-D-E. It's the number with the highest frequency. It's the number that you will most often see. Come on, everybody, find the mode with me. The mode, the mode, the mode, mode, the mode, the mode, mode, the mode, the mode, mode, mode. M-O-D-E. It's the number with the highest frequency. It's the number that you will most often see. Come on, everybody, find the mode with me. Mean, median, and mode. Come on, everybody, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. The mean, median, and mode. So, mean, median, and mode. Everybody, come on, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. Mean, median, and mode. For the third M, just think of a road. Median, the number in the middle for sure. Before you start driving for the median, take this one step before you begin. Order, please. Please, it's the one thing requested by Mr. C. It's like a little mathematics guarantee. Make a thing so nice and so easy. Take a step from side to side. Only take one step at a time. You have a green light, now it's your time to shine. One from the left and one from the right. Take a step from side to side. Only take one step at a time. You have a green light, now it's your time to shine. One from the left and one from the right. Mean, median, and mode. Come on everybody, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. The mean, median, and mode. So, mean, median, and mode. Everybody come on, so here we go. The 3 M's that you really need to know. Mean, median, and mode.
Okay guys, so I thought that was a really cool video to kind of sum up the mean, median, mode, and also the range, which we're going to talk about in a second. It didn't really touch that, but we have that in our own song. So, what I have in front of you on the screen right now is actually the high temperature for my hometown in Pennsylvania over the next 5 days. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the high temperature, and we're going to use that as our data set. Right now I'm putting a box around it. There we go. So we're going to use these 5 numbers to find the mean, median, mode, and range of this set of data. So let me show you a few things that I want to do first. So for the mean, but before I do the mean, Mr. Raggard almost forgot, we have to make sure we line up this data from least to greatest, okay? And there's a couple of ways we can do that. I can just look at the list, find that smallest number first, that'd be 51 degrees, and I want to make sure that I'm checking them off as I go, so that I make sure I do not forget anything. You know, this set of data only has 5 numbers, but you guys are going to be working with things as high as 20 numbers. So you have to make sure that you're checking everything off. So there's 56, and look at that. Just by checking off, I see that I missed the number 48, so I'm going to insert that in the beginning. And then we have the number 67 and 70, and those would be my 5 numbers in my data set. So to find the mean, median, mode, and range, here's what we're going to do. First of all, you know, probably the easiest number could be the mode and then the median. Okay, those really just require looking at your set of data after you have numbered it from least to greatest. And your mode is a number that occurs most frequently. Remember, I told you guys, MO, think of most, mode occurs most frequently. There may be 1 or 2 or no mode at all, as our song says. So, looking at this data set, do we have a mode? No. Okay, so I'm just going to put a line there. You remember a lot of you last week were putting the number 0, as in there is no mode. But the number 0 is a number, so we have to make sure we're not saying that the mode is 0. So I'm just going to put a slash there. And then to find the median, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start on one side, go to the other, slash another one out. Here we go. Let's cross off 51, and then cross off another one on this side, and here I have my middle number, which is 56, and I want to double check that I have the same number of numbers or points of data on both sides. So I have 2 crossed off here, 2 crossed off here, 1 in the middle. So my median, my middle number, is 56. Okay. Now let's do the range before we get onto the median as well, or the mean. I'm sorry, guys. The range is simply your highest number minus your lowest number because you're trying to find that difference in variation. So we're going to take 70 minus 48, and 70 minus 48, I can do 70 minus 50 and find 20, and then tack on 2 more, which would be 22. So my range is 22. And here's a tough one only because we have a little, you know, some larger numbers to work with. To find the mean, I add up all the data, as the song says, and then divide by the total. So I'm going to take 48 plus 51 plus 56 plus 67 plus 70. And remember, guys, I said do not try to be the strongest mathematician out there by adding all 5 numbers at the same time. I personally would add 2 at one time and then find my answer that way. So what I'm going to do really quickly myself, and let me get that off of the screen. Let me just pull up another program here so that I can find the sum of my data. So I have 48 plus 51 plus 56 plus 67 plus 70, and I get a total of 292. Now, remember our song says all of these ways that we're finding data, we're trying to find the center. Remember last week how I showed you every time we found an answer for mean, median, mode, or range, the number ended up being kind of in the center of that. So we want to try to be somewhere around 56. So if you just do this first step and you get a 292, you know that's not a measure of center. I do not even have a single data point that's 292, so I need to say to myself that I need to keep going. So that means I need to divide my total by the number. As our song says, how many total numbers do you have in your data set? 5. So I'm going to take, and let me go back to my calculator. I'm going to take 292 divided by 5, and I'm going to get a quotient of 58.4. So my mean is 58 and 4/10. And if you look at that, that's right around the center. So my mean is right on 2. So that's a quick tutorial of how we find the mode, median, range, and mean. And now I'm going to show you guys some things on our Class Fusion page that are amazing strategies. I found some really fun games, actually, that I really want you guys to check out. So right here, first of all, we have a couple of things. On the right side of the screen here, you guys are going to find just a data table. And if you just find the mode, median, mean, and range for this set of data, I'll give you guys 5 house points, but you have to show all of your work. And you know, this is just a frequency table. We're going to talk about that tomorrow with the stem and leaf plot, but you have your favorite apples for snacks, and you just have to go down there, find your total. You're obviously going to have 5 points of data, okay? Find the mode, median, mean, and range. And now I have a bunch of different games here, guys, that you can check out. First of all, the IXL site, you can get a house point for each of the problems that you complete. Just make sure you put it down on paper. And then we have all of the other examples where you're going to just play a couple of games. And you guys can click into these yourself, but I did want to show you this one because I just think it's really, really cool. Check it out.
Welcome to Bamzuki HQ, the nerve center of one of the world's most closely guarded secrets, the underground society known as Bamzuki. Only a fool would call one of our house souks average, and not to its face anyway. You only have to look at the stats to see that they each have very different skills and strengths. The true nerds.
So you guys are going to be able to play that game, move those around. It's just a lot of fun. I think you're going to have a blast with it. When I found it, I was really excited because, you know, that kind of goes along with the Minecraft and things like that. So you may really appreciate that, guys. And remember, if you have our song memorized by Wednesday, 30 house points for your house. And as we know, the house point race is incredibly close right now, but red has been reigning for the last 2 weeks. So let's see who we have on Friday take the lead. In reading, we have another poem of the week. This is a Shel Silverstein, and I thought it was really cool. I want you guys to try to find some figurative language in here. I will tell you that there are a ton of metaphors, and then tell me the meaning of each of those. Okay? And then our writing fix of the week, I thought this quote was pretty cool. If you write to it, many of you are really good about bringing that in every week. You can get yourself 10 house points. I just thought, you know, write what does a quote mean to you? What does it, you know, what does it mean to anything? Barrett Academy related? Or, you know, what do you think Thomas Jefferson meant when he said it? You can take it in any different direction and be very creative with it, guys. Maybe write a poem in essence with that. You know, a lot of you have been studying with your free verse poetry how the authors kind of make the poem in the shape of whatever they're talking about. You know, Out of the Dust, they had that poem in the shape of the piano keys because they were talking about how heavenly the piano is when Billy Joe plays it. So look at a few things like that. Try to put that figurative language into there because that will strengthen you guys as a reader. And finally, for science, most of you are doing a very nice job on our Science Nightly SOL review. A few of you need to make sure you're continuing to study, and you know we'll have conversations about that this week. But this week we have 4 new topics upcoming, so be sure to check that out, guys. And I'm sure you're all waiting for, you know, the hashtag of the week, and the hashtag of the week is hashtag Natural History Museum because we are heading off on our field trip on Tuesday. And you have to say it with some type of passion or in some unique manner in order to get those 5 house points. You know, and there's one other thing I want to show you guys, and I'm trying to make work with our website. If you actually go to the Parents tab, and then if you go to the Photo Journal, check this out. I was able to upload a bunch of our photos from our Massapuncianos Day, and Mrs. Breland also has a bunch that I have to get from her as well. But if you check those out, I thought that was kind of cool. You can relive some of those memories. Now I'm going to send you guys back over to Mr. Reichard. Okay, guys, so the major thing that I want you to work on with these conversions is simply using King Henry Died base, drinking chocolate milk, to convert them. And I really want you to start trying to transfer that to your brain as soon as you practice it a few times. And we'll be practicing that tomorrow in class as well. So, this is excellent practice. I'm giving you 1 house point for each of the conversions as long as you write it down on paper to give me proof that you actually completed them. And what I'm going to do here for you is actually scroll down the page. So if you don't want to open this document at home, you can just pause the video right here and answer them as well. This page here actually includes the prefixes kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, milli, if you need those as well. Some of these guys you're going to find are pretty straightforward. The ones I really want you to work on are the ones that are not those round numbers. So, for example, 198 grams would be a good one to work with because you really have to do that conversion in your mind. And that's really the 5th grade standard. So that would be good practice. So pause the video here if you want to continue working on these. And now I'm going to take us back over to our Class Fusion page because on our Class Fusion page, guys, like I said, or our website, you are going to find the other strategies for the week. Here you see them. For reading this week, we're starting poetry tomorrow. So each week, each week over the next month or so, I'm going to give a poem of the week. And what I want you to do is find 2 examples of figurative language within that poem and write down what you believe that the author meant by that. Because we all know by now that many of the things the authors include in their writing is not the literal interpretation. We have to go a higher level. Okay, so this poem is called Be Glad Your Nose is on Your Face. It's a pretty funny one, I thought. And if you find 2 examples of figurative language and write down what you believe the author meant by that, number 1, you can add it to Mrs. Bulligett's figurative language wall out in the hall, and also you can write down what it meant, and I'll give you 2 house points for each example of figurative language with your interpretation. Okay? And then our writing fix of the week, I just love this poster this week, guys. These are the first 3 words of your writing prompt, and I would like you to continue it. And this week I'm offering 10 house points for this if you bring it, and I'll put it up on our bulletin board so you can share it with everyone. And, in fact, you could use this toward your Grammarys as well, so it would be pretty awesome. And finally, I know a lot of you actually told me you used this at home, so I put it now on our new website. Under Science Nightly SOL Review, I not only have the calendar for the week, but I also have the 4th grade posters that we're studying from right now, and then later on the 5th grade posters. And if you just give it a second, the 4th grade is opening, and tomorrow we actually start talking about the parts of a flower, and then on Tuesday we're going to talk about photosynthesis, and then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about pollination and dormancy. And then finally, on Friday, or Thursday, for a quiz on Friday, we're going to talk about animal adaptations from back in 3rd and 4th grade. So those are the topics for the week. Just remember that that study guide is always available on our website in case you leave your study guide at school one night and want to study at home. Most of you have been doing a really nice job with that this week. And in fact, this week, anybody who gets anything, gets a perfect score on their quiz, 2 house points for each quiz will be the value for the week. Like I said, guys, I really want you to kind of explore our new website, but also bear with me as it's a work in progress. Anything that you're going to need is going to be available on this website, but our Class Fusion page is still going to be up and running, especially with the links, because I'm still working on finding an area on our website to put those. So give it a try. And finally, our hashtag for the week, and this is what we would call a little bit of foreshadowing for tomorrow. I'm not going to spill the secret, but you're just going to have to be so incredibly pumped for class tomorrow that you're just going to have to come in and sing or chant, I guess, this hashtag, and that would be hashtag on top of spaghetti. But I want to hear it in the singing or chanting manner, and you get yourself 5 house points, guys. Now I'm going to send you back over to Mr. Reichard, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, thank you so much for watching this week's VODCAST. Remember that our field trip is upcoming on Tuesday. Just make sure your scholar comes prepared for that. If you want to chaperone, please do not hesitate to let me know. We have plenty of space. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at ReichardRock. You can check out our new class website or any of the resources that I supply during the week. As always, you guys are the best families in staff.